G'day, welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of the RD400 wheels and brakes and suspension upgrade. I have the top bearing has turned up, and believe it or not, had to get it from the UK. Got the bottom one in, but last video as you've seen, we just put the original CBR bearing in there, and it's got 1 mil outside diameter smaller than what it's supposed to. You know, it was just for fitting purposes and it served its purpose. So I've got the correct bearing here to put in it, so we'll go ahead and do that. But this episode we've just got a lot of cleaning to do and reassembling. So we'll pull the top triple clamp off, we'll fit this new bearing, clean and repaint this top triple clamp, pull the forks out, rebuild, clean those, new seals, dust seals, got new brake pads, I've got new wheel bearings for the back, I've fitted the 520 chain and sprockets, which I'll show you in a minute. Swing arm's got to come out, that's got to be painted. So basically just pull it all apart again, finish welding off the shocker brackets, and we'll paint the swing arm and paint a few other things. And yeah, it's just cleaning, painting and reassembling. I am going to do something with this seat. I have got another seat there which I am going to make fit, and then we'll get a cover put on it. So anyway, I'll get you in a bit closer and we'll check this chain sprocket set out. Now I've got the chain just sitting on there, haven't cut it to length yet. Now we got this, what do you call it, the cush drive. We've got that machined back 15 mil. And I got him to take 5 mil off the face here so we can fit it past the swing arm and everything there. So chain alignment is pretty damn good. So that's lining up really nice. So we'll pull all that apart and finish fixing that up. Now we've got bought a new front sprocket, 520. These aren't supposed to come out with 520, but worked out that SR250, 1980 SR250 sprockets fit on these RD400s if you've got that style spline, the coarse spline, not the fine spline. So keep that in your memory bank there. SR250 1980 model, front sprockets 520. This was the other setup I had on there, and it's a multi-drilled sort of setup there, and that actually fits. Grab it. So this, that actually lines up with the holes, so that will work quite well. Now we'll clean all these up, we'll chuck these in the vapor blaster, we'll give them a really good clean up. Both sides they fit. I've extended the gear shift rod so it'll work. What else have I done? Yeah, just basically a good clean up. I've got all new brake pads here, fork seals, dust seals, wheel bearing for that cush drive because it is smoked. Yeah, so we'll pull these apart, we'll get these aluminium brackets, we'll put them in the vapor blaster, we'll give them a good clean up, we'll clean the discs up, we'll put them back on. Yeah, I've just mounted this speedo in there for the time being. I'm going to have to get a bracket made up for the analog tacho and speedo, which won't work anyway because this front wheel doesn't have a speedo drive in it, because the CBR drive went off the front sprocket, I'm pretty sure, on the CBR, so there's nothing on this front wheel. So I may have to go electronic speedo with the magnet on the disc to get a speedo to work on this thing, but for the time being, we all know how fast we're going, so it'll be fine. But yeah, we'll start pulling it all apart and refitting, cleaning and repainting. So let's get stuck into it. Right, we've got everything pulled apart. Just about to chuck all these in the vapor blaster, all these aluminium bits and pieces. All these brake pieces, the foot pegs, this cush drive, we'll give it a vapor blast up as well, make it look nice and pretty. And we're just cleaning up the rear wheel. So that's nearly done. Swing arms all painted up. That can basically go back in. So we're getting there. We'll just keep chipping away at it, keep cleaning these parts up, and then we can reassemble the rear brake and put the rear wheel in, swing arm in, get the back end sort of semi-finished off, and we can pull the front end out. Okay, we got update. Back wheels in. Swing arms painted and in. Everything's spaced out nicely. Reassembled all these. Vapor blasted them and then put those on my linisher there with the Scotch-Brite pads on it there, just to give it that brushed look. It's come up quite nice. Even shouted myself a brand new Kickstarter. That's pretty cool. But I even got brakes. Chains on. 520. Got the chain alignment. It's pretty well spot on. And we're nearly good to go. This has got to come across a bit. So I'm really hitting the indicator on there, and we've got a bit of a gap on there. So this will come across a little bit, which will align that directly in the middle of the tyre. But yeah, we're getting there. Just got this side to go. We'll assemble the gear shift lever. I can pretty much well bolt that back on now. However it goes. Anyway, so yeah, vapor blasted them up. They come up quite nice. Put the linisher on there. So I'll just assemble that one. There off the front brakes. You've seen how grotty they looked before. You know, beautiful, brand new now. So yeah, we'll. This is all for this side. What we got? Gear lever. All that stuff. We'll reassemble that side, get it bolted up, and then we'll get. And it's time to attack the front end. So we'll let it down in the back. That's pretty much, well, the arse end sorted. Want to get the battery out of it. Got that lead acid battery in there. Want to get rid of that and just put a small little battery maybe laying on its side in there, make up a new battery box. But we'll get to that in the end. We'll attack the front end. Get this back together first and get that bolted on, and see if she selects gears and everything. Got that strap down, got that back end piece off there. So now we'll start stripping down the front, get this front wheel out, clean it up, put the discs back on, we'll get the forks out, we'll rebuild the forks, seals, dust seals, and do something with the legs. I'm not sure whether just to repaint them or to put them on the linishing wheel there. Give it that brushed look. Maybe I will, and that'll sort of add to the era of the bike. So yeah, let's get into it. Got the battery to address, which I've got the old one out there, the old lead acid. Horrible thing, leaking acid on my terminals and stuff, corroding them up, so we just get rid of that thing. We'll make a new, or modify the existing battery box, and we'll get a smaller battery, maintenance free one fitted in there. We don't need a massive battery in this thing. It basically, with that vape ignition there, it holds its own with power source, so that is good. So we've got to address the steering stoppers. Don't have a lot of steering lock there, but we can chop a little bit off that, so we'll go ahead and do that. Get a little bit more steering lock on there, but first we'll get the wheel out. Let's get the forks out. I've got the new bearing, we'll fit that as well, so let's get into it. So I'll knock this other one apart. I just quickly knocked that one apart. I'll get this. So I don't think we're going to need this plastic cover. I think that was off. That was off the CBR. So maybe if I leave them off, you know, looks more old schoolish. Whatever. Pick the clip out. Bit of water sitting under there. I wonder if this one will be, oh, that's just the way I like it. See, they don't, these top caps just do not need to be He-Man tight, if you know what I mean. I'll drain a bit of this oil out. Alright. Come on. Play nice. Oh yeah. It's going to be messy. It's going to get messy. This out. Oh yeah. Ugh, the oil. There we go. Leave that there. Look at all the oil on the bench here now. Forks, just so messy. What's that? So it's the right hand side, left hand side. We might just make a note of that. Right hand, wherever there's no oil. There's this one. So they're just a little bit, see the corrosion, it's lifting the paint. So I don't know, I'm in two minds here. I don't know how easy this is going to come off, this paint. Do I pressure wash it? Anyway, got to get the sticker off. So we'll get the sticker off. And then we'll decide what we're going to do. Honda stickers and junk on it everywhere. Put some Yamaha stickers on it. That upset the Honda community. Just so happen to have some paint stripper here. Could we just see what happens? Oh yeah, she's paint stripper's eating the paint off, no worries. Maybe we might go with that. Yeah, she's chewing into it. Alright, so we might go with, we'll paint strip them and then we'll see what they look out after that. So it turns out these were painted and they weren't supposed to be. As you can see the factory like linish on it there, and then they've sort of gone around this just to sort of make it look pretty. I'm not sure why they do that, but it should be just one colour all the way around. But anyway, we can fix this. We can get rid of all this corrosion and stuff with this linisher. I'm pretty sure it was the green one I used last time, but we'll get into it. Start giving this one a bit of a go and we'll see what happens, see what it turns out like. Instantly better. Basically the same. So we'll do the whole leg. Well, there you go. Now that. Compare the pair. Nothing. That to that. Nice. And we'll do the other one. Alright. Well, they cleaned up quite nice. Very happy with that. So, got some new dust seals. Two of those. We got new fork seals. Two of those. Now, I want to run 10 weight in it, but I don't have any. So I got some 15 weight there and some 5 weight, and I'm just going to make a little shandy that'll sort of turn it into 10 weight. It'll be fine. Just give that a mix. Right, good to go. Now I just looked up online there, fork oil level, 117 mils from the top. So I'll just set that. Now I'm not going to go and, you know, clean all this out too much. The oil that's dripping out of this thing is very clean actually, so I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm happy with how clean they were inside. So we'll just slip them together. As they were. Now, this screw back in the bottom. That's just now we'll just nip that because we don't need to be hanging off it like He-Man, because the next guy might want to undo it again without rounding it out. Right. So we're just getting a little bit of oil. Lube that oil seal up. Get our fork seal driver. Doesn't fall apart on you, like it just did. Right. Give it a couple of ram homes there. Well, clips in, does its thing, dust seal, that should just push in. Maybe we'll give it a little bit of a there you go. Right, so specifications say 117 mil from the top of the leg with the spring removed. So we've got the spring removed and we just fill the fork leg up, drop that in, just drop that in there, just have that sitting on the edge and then just suck out the excess. But prior to that, we want to bleed it. So if I get the inner out here, so we'll just work that up and down fill him up until you're a couple of inches from the top. Goodness, she's thirsty. And now you want to just bleed it gently. I operated this before with no spring on it and oil went everywhere. Hear the noise has changed and I can feel resistance now. It's getting stiffer. And now you can see there's oil coming out the top. No air bubbles. So we'll just let that sit back down inside. And I can see the level down in there. We'll see if it's 117. You hear that? So we're light. So let's top her up. Make sure that's sitting on the edge. There you go. Sucked out the excess. Exactly 117 mil with fork fully compressed, spring removed. Now we can put everything back on it, and that's the perfect level for that fork leg. Now we'll just rinse and repeat for the next fork leg and go from there, and I'll catch you shortly. Righto, we're getting towards the pointy end of the stick. This is all back together. Need to get some hand grips. Bolted this back on. I'll show you the little battery under the seat there in a minute. Just got headlight and a few other bits and bobs to fit up on the front. Now I want to do something about this. A while ago I bought this. This is an eBay seat. Now I want to make that fit in there. I think it's doable. I think we just need to give it a tweak here and there. I think we can do it. Plastic base, so we can heat that up with the heat gun. Give it a bend at the back there. If we have to cut it, whatever. I have bought some foam because I did want it 75 mil, you know, so, and then sort of up at the back there to follow the contour. So I think we'll start off, I think we'll pick the cover off this and then see where we stand after that. We'll start doing some bending and things. So anyway, let's get this over on the bench and pick this cover off. Right, we've got the cover off. Now let's see how this fits. Like, it's not a bad, the width and everything is pretty damn good. It's just tapers off a little bit at the back here, but I mean, we might even be cutting it across here, you know, something like that. What if we so if that's up there like that, roughly there, like this section there. It's going to be bent up a bit. Let's get the heat gun. Let's get the heat gun. I've taken all that off, given that a bit of a clean up. We've bent that, made a couple of little modifications there. Now I've got these little fast release clips I've fitted in there. Put the two little clips on there, and basically the seat just clips on, and you just reach underneath and press the buttons and seat comes off. So it's coming along quite well. So the only thing, the back part of this seat, I don't know, I think I might cut the plastic a bit there. I'll bring you in a bit closer. So do we cut, you know, across there to make it, because I don't want it sitting up, you know, like a chopper seat. So I think we'll cut that. I'll just grab the foam. So that's the foam. Now, that's still, I think I'm going to have to chop the foam and then glue it, because it's going to want to do that. So do that, and I think I think we might need to just bend that a little bit more. Righto, I've done everything. I think she's ready for a test ride. So come with, and we'll go for a quick burn out the road, and we'll see how it goes and what it feels like. Let's get out there. A little bit of sunshine today, not raining, so get out there and enjoy it. Apologise for the wind, it's quite windy today, but the sun is shining. We did go for a test ride, first test ride, and success. Nothing went wrong with it. It actually rides so nice, so well. 100% better on, on what it was before. Stops great, good brakes, and the suspension is really nice, really nice. I just can't stop looking at it. It looks so good. I'm so happy with it now. I don't know whether I'll do any more changes. I don't think so. I did do some jetting on it. Dropped from a 180 main back to a 170, and I dropped the pilot as well, and it goes so much better. So much more top end with a smaller main jet, believe it or not. Wasn't so rich, but we'll have to do a plug chop, see where we're at with the plugs, but very happy with the way that it's performing, and yeah, it's become a great bike now to ride, comfortable. The seat sort of, didn't really have a seat on it before, so raises me up probably, what's that, 50 mil. Stretches my legs out a little bit with those resets. So, and even those clip-ons, the original CBR ones, there are quite comfortable as well. So everything else is pretty much, well, I think I'll up the pilot a little bit more. It was a little bit lean, sort of around the 60k mark, sort of hunting a little bit. So I think it's wanting a bit more fuel. I don't think I can tune it out on the needles, but we'll get there. A little bit more fine tuning, and this will be a really great bike, real fun bike to ride. I might even ride it a bit more instead of twice a year. As always, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, it's free. You'll get more videos like this. A bit of fun doing this one. I was quite happy with the way that it's all turned out. So hope you enjoy it, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.